Welcome to another edition of Icon. It will be a day in history for the people of Anambra State come November 18th. What's going to happen? Well, it's a day that the people will decide who governs them in the next 4 years. We have on today's edition of the program someone who undoubtedly can be referred to as an icon. He has touched the lives of so many people around him in such a way that they actually begged him to throw his heart into the political ring, so to speak. Who is my guest on this edition of the program? Well, all you need to do is wait. We will take a break, and when we come back, you'll meet guests on today's edition of Icon. So stay with us.
When you take a tour to Africa, there is something you want to feel. There is something you like to see. The sunshine, a fertile land. Something you want to invest in, something you like to gain. Profit only in a place you can achieve your goals. Share the treasure of a good nation. Nigeria, my nation, my pride.
Welcome back. The program is Icon, and today I'm very happy to have on set of Icon someone who has contributed immensely to nationhood through his various companies. He has empowered both the adults and the youths. Today on the program we have Mr. Godwin Chukwunenye EZEEMO, who is going to represent the party Progressive People's Alliance, PPA, in the governorship election of Anambra State. So join me in welcoming His Excellency in waiting to today's edition of Icon. It's nice to have you on today's edition of the program, sir.
Thank you.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself before we go into the question and answer proper?
Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Mr. Godwin Chukwunenye EZEEMO. I am from Umuchu in Agwata local government area of Anambra State. I'm a businessman. I'm a trader. I'm an industrialist. I am a farmer. I'm a publisher. I am engaged in a couple of things from where I make a living.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like you have several hats. I see some visible hats on your head, layers of hats, all kinds of hats.
That's
you are
right.
in the agro business, you are in the oil and gas, you are in the hospitality business, you are a farmer, you are, in fact, we should just go on and on, we won't leave here today. All right, sir. What informed your desire to go into politics?
Thank you. My desire to go into politics is simple. It's purely my feelings. I used to live in the United Kingdom. I saw the way United Kingdom was organized, and I compared it with what I have in Nigeria, and found out that what we are doing in Nigeria, or the way we are doing politics in Nigeria, or the people who are coming forth in Nigeria to lead the people, are not really sincere. They do not have a vision. They do not have any vision. They have, the only vision they have is to come and make money. That's what I see. So for me, having lived in the United Kingdom, I told myself, where I lived was made up fully. Everything was available for me. I do not have to have a borehole before I can have my water. Neither do I have to run a generator before I can have light in my home. Everything seemed organized. And then I look at everything. I found out that these things were done by people who willingly, voluntarily did their best to better the lot of their people. I told myself that I will have to be part of making
A difference.
within my black world, within my nation, Nigeria. That is why I am into this. It is a passion. It is a vision. It is not an ambition for me, because it's purely coming to give to the people. Ordinarily, I'm a business person, and my business is running well, and I can feed myself pretty well. So what's the point? Getting into politics. I'm not going there to make food. I'm not even going there to make money, but I'm going there to better the lives of the people, to bring about giving to the people social justice, fair play, helping to see their basic human rights kept in place.
So you mentioned something like that politicians are most times not truthful. How are we sure that you are not also going to follow that trend? And apart from that, this is like a two-in-one question. Why should the people of Anambra vote you in as the governor, next governor of the state?
Fine, thank you very much again. The politicians, people see politicians as not being sincere.
Half of them.
Most of them. And then, what do I have? What do I have to show that will make me different from them? First of all, I want to look at my background. I want to compare my background with that of all the politicians here you've ever had in Anambra State. From onset. I don't mean politicians that have already been in the corridor of power and amassed wealth before coming back. I mean fresh politicians who just took off from the basics. And the people I'm looking at. I'm looking at myself that way. If I look at the politicians in Anambra State, the governors in Anambra State, who governed Anambra State since inception, none of them had anything to show as a politician. Sincerely. None of them has got any good foundation. I mean foundation in terms of having been established, their presence being felt in Anambra State strongly, generating employment opportunity in Anambra State, operating a charity outfit in Anambra State that has helped over 100 graduates. Nobody can do this. And none of them have left any better place of comfort to come back to serve the people. I left a place of comfort. I left London, United Kingdom, where milk and honey flows, to come back at a place where nothing happens, where everything is chaos. Chaos that seems to be working, and yet it is not working. So you can see the difference between me and them. The difference is so clear. So I have already forgone a place of comfort. I've already forgone, my personal comfort for the people. So I've given something away. It's not just coming to do anything. For me to, I've come also. I don't live in Abuja to come back to lead Anambras. Neither do I live in Lagos. I live in Anambra State. And I live in a village in Anambra State. So I've identified, since 2012, I've identified with the trouble our people go through. And looking forward towards how, step by step, how to solve these problems. So these are different, very big difference. Then, on the other way around, I am sure of my daily meal, maybe the rest of my life, before I came back to Anambra State.
All right.
I wouldn't. There's no way I could have come into politics if I were just looking for food or looking for money.
Again, they said after money, power is next. That's what people seek. All right. Politicians are notorious for breaking their campaign promises.
Yes.
Tell us, what's your take on this? How different will you be fulfilling all the promise you make during the campaign?
Thank you so much. This is where I'm different again. I make promises in my campaign, and I make realizable promises.
Okay.
I don't make frivolous promises that are aimed to deceive the people. I am a Christian. I have a very strong character. I am a very sincere man. I am a contented man. This will make me, I address some group of Christians today, and they were asking me, they read the address, they mentioned a whole lot of things to be done in their place, that they are lacking this, lacking that, they need it from me. I told them, I want your vote. And I told them the reason why they should vote for me. I'm not coming there to seek for their vote, to give them anything in exchange for their vote. I wouldn't do that. I told them clearly, if they want to vote for me, let them vote for me. This is what I'll be able to do for you if I become the governor of Anambra State. This is what I will not be able to do if I become the governor of Anambra State. If you want to vote for me on the strength of who I am and what I can do for you when I get to that position. Don't vote for me on the strength that I'm able to promise you that I will build the foundation of your church. I'm not going to do that. I didn't make one single promise. This is my style, and I will keep doing it. But anywhere where the only commitment I made to them is that I told them, our situation is rough, our situation is bad. And I have seen that the major problem we have here is the mindset, how our people think. And the same thing is what we pass down to the young ones that are coming up. And I told them, look, my decision to run free primary to JS3 secondary school free in Anambra State is not born out of a promise. It's born out of the fact that we need to get these young ones young. Teach them morals. Teach them. Bring Bible back to the classroom. Teach them civics again. Teach them culture again. Teach them morals again. Bible in the classroom again. We are Christians. We can't go back from that. And we must have to respect that all the time. I will teach them history of how they come up. They have to know that, otherwise they'll be hanging in the air. Here in Anambra State, I don't make promises in my campaign. I do not want to disappoint anybody maybe when I get to that position.
Right. Nigeria at 57, the journey so far, how would you rate our journey as a nation since independence?
Well, our journey so far,
on a
good
scale of
but
1
not
to
very
10.
good. Good so far, good but not very good. We are struggling to survive as far as I am concerned. We're a nation. Let me first of all congratulate ourselves for being 57. Yeah, but still we've got to criticize ourselves. I mean, so that we know
where we are getting it wrong
and what we need to do. First of all, Nigeria has failed to appreciate herself. Nigerians do not appreciate themselves. They do not know what they want and what they don't want. Sentiments, emotions are only what carries us. We are black people. I say this all the time, that black people live in denial. We don't tell ourselves the truth. We live in denial, and when we live in denial, we think, oh, everything is okay, oh, how was that for? But at the end of the day, we are still turning around in the same place. 57, any child that is 57 is grown up, fully grown up. Nigeria by now is supposed to have grown up. By now, we are supposed to have had full power supply in this nation, full, by now. By now, we are supposed to have outgrown these tribal sentiments. Our forefathers, who were not as much learned as we are today, said, though tribe and tongue may differ, but in brotherhood we can stand. Why have we thrown this away? This question needs to be answered. Why have we thrown that away? And we said we want to, the labors of our heroes past. We don't want it to be in vain. But we've thrown away the main ingredients that held this nation together. We have a lot of things to do and do it right.
All right, so are you an advocate of restructuring? And if so, what views do you have? Why should we restructure?
Thank you. Yes, I support restructuring. I support restructuring. And the type of restructuring I support is based on the states we have already. Let's not structure towards region. Let's restructure towards states. It is difficult for a black man to change a perception. I know this. Because already we're in states, we are trying to aggregate together. Even within that states, we are still having problem. What if you bring us back again as a region? There is a lot of problem to come up. The same problem Nigeria has, we still manifest within this region. So let's remain as a restructure towards states. As if, since we are going to restructure, let's look at pure federalism, where states, we have autonomy to do certain things, to favor them. Very important. We borrow from America, we borrow amiss, we borrow halfway. I do not understand ourselves.
All right, so the issue of IPOB, what's your take?
Yes, IPOB has come to stay. IPOB is a mindset.
It has been, okay. The movement has been proscribed.
It has been proscribed. I'm not thinking that it is right.
To proscribe it?
It's not the right thing to be done.
Or to be read as a terrorist?
No, they are not terrorists. Let's be sincere to ourselves. They are not terrorists. They don't have a knife. They don't have a club. They don't have any equipment or instrument or thing that we have anymore. They don't have.
But they do. On Facebook, we saw them, an army. Let's be sincere. Saw young men with army uniform, and some had guns, and
Have
they
guns?
were said, yes, that it was an army. They didn't have guns.
They have
Why
guns?
would you? Okay.
Did they have guns?
Okay, I thought they had.
No. They don't have guns.
So, but why would you now have an army in a sovereign country?
Listen, I'm not saying they should have an army. They do not have any army. If we want to look at this that way, I would like us to look at a situation, something like Boko Haram, where you have people fully equipped. I would like to fully equipped, ready to fight, destroying churches, destroying everywhere. You call them terrorists. And then I would like to refer you again to a situation where you have the cattle rearers that have a submachine gun, AK-45, that have it, and you don't term them terrorists, and you are protecting them. But bloody civilians who don't have nothing, but they're only saying we have one this, which does not constitute anything. Not everybody here in Anambra State support them. Not everybody here support them. Some say, look, even if we want it, it's not the way you are going that we're doing. So we are trying to calm everything down. So what we have done has not helped it. As far as I know, prescribing it is not the solution. When I see human beings killed without gun, shot down, being asked to drink foul water, that's heartlessness. I mean, whoever that is, don't this hasn't done well at all. But think, what if they are your kids? It's not right. For me, it's not right.
What is not right is not right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so before we go, I'll give you an opportunity to sell yourself to people watching. Sell yourself to the electorate. But before then, how would you rate this present government in Anambra State?
The present government, in terms of security, I can score them 60%.
Okay.
The area, they've gotten a pass mark.
It's insecurity.
It's only insecurity. But I want to say something here. This security is not as good as we are hyping them. It is propaganda that is making it to seem to look that way. There is still a lot of kidnapping going on in Anambra State. There is still a lot of armed robbery going on in Anambra State. True. But people decided to keep quiet, or they play down on them. When it happens, nobody wants to, they play down on them. They try to get and bribe, don't do this, don't do that, so that nobody will hear. So, but when you look at the security, I will fault it also because that security is security that is enhanced by only police, army, and the vigilante group. The type of security we need here is a permanent security. This is a temporary security. And you cannot run temporary security for 4 years, for 80 years, trying to even come to do 8 years. That's not right. The way to secure the people is to make sure that we get the restive youths engaged. Getting them engaged means that government should start looking for things to do to engage them. When we talk of agriculture, we can do better in agriculture that can engage some thousands of youths. But that is not done. We only engage youths in putting them in a bus to go and do a campaign, pay them 3,000 for the day. That is what the present government is doing. Is that employment? You are developing them to become more restive. Because they have seen you can pay them for not working in a day. Tomorrow, how would you remediate? You are succeeding in destroying everything. So my program for Anambra people, I call it, the acronym is SHAPE. I call it SHAPE, S-H-A-P. That security is one of them. Health, second. Agriculture, third. Power, fourth. Education, empowerment, as well as environment. These 7 points are areas where it takes care of everything. Priority area we must have to work towards making sure that our electricity works. First of all, I know very well I've gone with the generation outfit of Nigeria. They said they have power here.
So get it down here.
It's getting reticulated, that is the problem. The government, we can come in and start with that. And while we are starting, we can get it sorted out. I'm an industrialist. I know the problem I have. In this place where you are now, it's a generator that we're using. You see the outfit here. You can now, a responsible government will work so hard to make sure that there's power here, so that we can keep the employment of those our employees. But nobody's interested. They're only interested to give these children 3,000 a day. Then, it is not right. It is too wrong, as far as I know. So now, the power, we will generate power. We will try to tidy up, to clean up the distribution system, to make sure that what we have at least start working first. At the same time, we will start to find a way to generate. Anambra can generate. We have gas here. We have some little rivers where we can start small hydro. They said that can give us 5 megawatt, 1 megawatt, 2 megawatts, which we can, keep within certain area to make sure they work. To better the lives of the people immediately, so that they will see it. They won't be waiting for me to, on the election day, to come and dash them money. I wouldn't do that. I will use that money immediately to make their roads. I will use that money immediately to provide water for them. I will use that money immediately to provide good health care system. I will do that immediately to provide, every good thing that will make life comfortable for them. Immediately, I come in. I won't keep it and wait for my election day to use it for propaganda.
Well, all right, sir. It's been nice chatting with you. I hope and I'm sure that you have been able to sell yourself to the electorate through this program. We wish you well, and when you become the governor, we'll come back and congratulate you. So, we'd like to say thank you to you for having been part of this program today. Join us again next week when we'll have another interesting icon on the program. Until then, bye for now.